What's going on, guys? It's Mike for SimRacing604, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa. So, what is this? This is the ARC MF16 courtesy of J3D Modding. This is available for free through Race Department right now. Came out a couple days ago. So, what the heck is this thing? I had to look it up, and this is actually a really cool lightweight race car, circa mid 70s, I'm going to say, maybe even tipping into the 80s. So, I'm actually going to do something. I don't know that I've ever done this on this channel, but I'm actually just going to read the narrative directly from the modding team because this car has a very interesting history. So real quick, this is a historical prototype of the 1970s that marked the history of motorsport in France. In France, following the oil crisis of 1973, the Prime Minister of the time strictly prohibited all car competitions at the beginning of 1974. Motorsport suffered and many players disappeared. It is in this context that the magazine Échappement perhaps advanced the project of a reduced price cut reserved for small manufacturers. Mechanics are imposed for fairness, and chassis and bodywork are free for the show. This championship will be the catalyst that will allow the hatching of new economic formula. So it lasted from 1975 to 1990. So the upshot from that is that so they canceled motorsport effectively in France in the mid 70s, and for another 15 years it was sort of a open concept motorsport league. There was an open concept motorsport league. They restricted it, but basically it was so economical that people were building these things effectively out of small garages. So out of the mindset of sort of, Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, something like that. Think about just, individual garages getting together, building a prototype car that meets spec, and taking it out there. So that's what this is. So, very interesting history, but why I bring this to you is not just because of the cool history, but also because this is one of the more drivable race cars I've ever been exposed to in sim racing. So, I took this out for a few test laps previously, and I was really, really blown away. I think J3D Modding has done a phenomenal job with this thing, and I say this particularly to beginners. This is an extremely, extremely forgiving car. It is very, very fast. Now, previously, I had recommended that people new to PC sim racing who happen to have a Assetto Corsa start out with the Ginetta G55. So it's available for free through Race Department. It's since received some updates, but it is a very, very forgiving car, and I would put this on par with that. So, and the cool thing about this, as opposed to the Ginetta, this is an H pattern shift. So it's got 5 speeds, H pattern, so you can get used to shifting as well. And like I said, it's just very, very forgiving in its handling, and it actually has a good amount of speed. So you will get the real feeling of a race car without sort of the risk of running a race car, because you're not going to end up through too many turns with this thing. It's got phenomenal braking, phenomenal handling, and a good amount of acceleration as well. So J3D Modding should be very, very proud of this. Possibly some visual work in the future to kind of update that, but as far as the drive of it, you really can't do much better for a beginner car, and I think this is a good way for people to learn racing lines and just kind of get a feel for how Assetto Corsa drives, and possibly if Assetto Corsa is your first foray into sim racing, I think you'll get a lot out of this car. I think it's really, really worth the drive, especially for new sim racers. So without further ado, let's get this thing out on track and take it for a few laps, and we'll just kind of talk and drive through this wonderful ARC, sorry, forgot the name, MF16. Without further ado, I'm sure you're ready for a cigarette, Marlboro in fact, and let's do some driving. All right, guys, so here we are trackside at Road America. Pardon me, the ARC MF16 is what we're driving, and let's just do a couple of quick laps, maybe do an out lap and then a couple of quick ones. So as you can see, very, very small cockpit interior here. And I think neither the sounds nor the visuals will really blow anybody's mind. But what is impressive is just the drivability, the pure drivability of this thing. Whoops. That is, if you know how to use an H-pattern shifter. Sorry about that. So it kind of makes you wish for a 6th gear, but true to form for this kind of home garage built car, we have 5 speeds and a top speed just below 200 kilometers an hour. And it's very difficult to demonstrate via a video how drivable this thing is. But you saw me clip the grass there, but even during that, there was, you know, really no effect of slippage on the tires. So if you're making a few mistakes as a new sim racer, this car is going to be very, very forgiving. I'm flat out through this long right-hander and feeling no effects of slippage whatsoever. It's a great way to learn tracks as well. Very easy to hit apexes and work on your track out and things like that. So I think within, you know, a few minutes you'll be able to get sort of the hang of this car. It'll take probably a long time to perfect it, but all in all, it's a very, very forgiving car, and it's going to be a lot of fun for new sim racers, as I mentioned. So good amount of speed for what it is. So let's see, what are we at here? Road America. So I'm hoping we can bring this thing in like a 2 minutes 30 seconds, something like that. Let's take it out and let's see. A little bit more 5th gear would be nice, but we are running a stock setup here. Very late braking. I'm going to keep it in 4th gear. Probably could have kept it in 5th in retrospect. Maybe next time around. So on par for a 220 I mean. And my gearing's all wrong. I keep redlining my gears. Keep expecting, or I keep wanting to go down one more than I actually need to. Just feels like you can carry so much more speed than you'd anticipate through these corners. I don't know how this is actually going to come out in video form, but in terms of being behind the wheel of this thing, it's just such a forgiving, easy drive. And again, I'm kind of targeting this video at people who are new to sim racing, but if you have a lot of experience sim racing and you're maybe trying to learn a new track or something, this would be a good way to do it, I believe. Maybe I will challenge myself to finally learn Silverstone. Every time I run Silverstone in Assetto Corsa career, I'm like, wow, this is a great course. I should spend more time here. And then next day, back to Spa we go, people. So too early on the braking there. And once again, too low of a gear. So let's try one more. We're going to try and be a bit better with the transmission here. A bit more trusting in our brakes. So top gear already, 218.4 or something will be the time to beat. I think we can smoke it. I'm actually on the first right-hander. I'm going to keep it in 5th. And probably just 4th for the next right-hander. So I can almost take this flat out is what I'm guessing. So no brakes whatsoever. A little bit of brakes, 4th gear. That was better. So for the upcoming left-hander, I'm actually not sure how to handle that 4th gear. I'm going to say 3rd gear. But I'm going to try and drive it into the corner a bit more, hit the brakes a lot later. Like now. same thing here, very late braking, down into third gear. That curb made my whole rig squeak. Should have used more wood glue, obviously. And already top of fifth. And I have a feeling that the next right-hander, I can't remember what I did, but I'm going to try it in fourth gear. We'll see what happens. Let's have some fun. Very, very late braking into fourth. Very wide through there. Needed a bit of earlier braking, but fourth gear was definitely the way to go. Having some fun with the H pattern here. Keep it in fifth. Should have been fourth, perhaps. Regardless, we chopped it down to a 2:15. So, very respectable time in a car like this. Let's take a quick look at a replay. Thank you guys for watching. This is the J3D modding team's ARC MF16. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name. I'll link to it in the description. Very, very fun car. I'm having a blast driving it. What the heck? Let's go one more lap. What do you say? Too wide, too wide, too wide. Still up on the previous lap. Too late on the shift. That's okay. Gonna take a little something up the braking point here. Try and get it into third a little earlier. That was better. And up a half second. Woohoo! Still flat out, still flat out, still flat out. Not a problem for this car. Up a half second. We're going to be hopefully under 2:15 here. I think that's a very respectable time. And just blown away by the handling of this thing. However, I'm going to give a bit more respect here to this corner. Still a tiny bit wide. I am happier with that one than the previous lap though. And we managed to carry a bit more speed through there. And a lot more speed through. Oh no, I actually was downtime. Up a little bit. Anyway guys, I promise that's the last one. We managed to break 2:15 there. I'm happy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's take a look at a replay and we'll see you guys next time. I promise I'm telling the truth this time.